Hello, Aquarius. I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. All right. I'm seeing some like interesting energies coming into the mix here. I get the feeling of being sort of like on the outside looking in. You could be in a mode where you're feeling super observant right now. Like you just keep noticing things. We're starting off with the Six of Pentacles. This definitely feels like a review. Okay. I'm seeing you make efforts to put yourself in places that feel more aligned with your values, and to also actively step out of places that do not align with your values, especially your emotional values, right? So like if you are in a spot where you're like, I don't like how this person's treating me, you're actively stepping out of those situations, or like seeing people less, stuff like that. And I'm seeing it's doing a lot for you. And right now I'm seeing you look very grounded and composed. And I'm also seeing you be in a spot where you feel like you're giving 100% when you're showing up. That you are like just be so present when you're showing up, because you're not spending time in those other places where you don't want to be fully present for it. And it's making like all the difference. Because I'm seeing you be like, when I go into situations that are aligned, I am going into it when I feel like I'm fully energetically able to be there. If I'm not able to be there, that means I need to take the time to take care of myself. And then when I feel like I'm fully charged and willing and ready and happy to go to these places, I'm able to exchange, especially emotionally, without getting caught up in cycles that I don't like getting caught up in. And so I'm seeing you look very grounded because you're really taking care of yourself, really showing up for yourself, especially emotionally. Grounded, composed. And when I say composed, I don't mean something's bothering you and you're bypassing, like, no, it wasn't a big deal or it didn't bother me. I mean more so like you're actually processing and extricating yourself and grounding your energy and transmuting the energy. So you're taking everything that you're feeling and being like, oh, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, I'm feeling this over here, but you're not reacting. You're responding appropriately. So I'm seeing you be in a really good spot here. Like one that you're probably enjoying too, because you don't feel like you're in survival mode. Feel just like centered and calm and grounded. You may be doing grounding techniques. You could also be doing things to balance yourself mentally as well. But I'm getting this theme more than anything is that you're mindful of the situations that you're putting yourself into and not overextending yourself, because when you do, feelings within you come up that say, hey, I didn't want to be here. Why do you keep putting me in this situation? So it's about prioritizing yourself and your feelings, especially your like emotional values. Yeah. So it's like really quality over quantity when it comes to your interactions and your exchanges with others. Beautiful. This also means that you're processing too. You coming out as the King of Cups means that you are being present and aware when it comes to your emotions, and you're working with them actively. Which isn't always the easiest thing too. I'm getting a very fiery energy for you here. So yeah, it's like, it's really showing your willpower and your determination and your grit. the way that you're doing this. Because I'm seeing you like very masterful over your emotions, but it may not be the easiest thing for you to do. To have strength here, this means you going your own way with things. I see the strength card as being synonymous in a way with fortitude and courage. I'm also hearing valor and strength. The reason why this is significant as well, if we want to go a layer deeper, is that when you're in a spot where you're not truly valuing yourself, you can put yourself in positions that are like to people please, to please other people. Like they want me to go there, or this person's going to be upset if I don't do this, stuff like that. And now you're like really taking back your energy and really valuing yourself and your self-worth. That's what this comes down to. Of like, I deserve peace. And if I don't want to go, I'm checking in with myself, and that's going to be my like barometer for whether or not I do something. Do I feel happy to go there, or do I feel like I don't really want to go there and I'm not forcing myself to do something that I don't want to do? But yeah, there can be something that's challenging this a bit for you, but I'm seeing this be like a new standard that you're creating for yourself. This definitely feels like a big upgrade for you. Because I'm seeing you also be in a spot where you're like, I don't want to feel triggered everywhere that I'm going as well. And there's nothing wrong with feeling triggered, but you may have been feeling triggered because you were putting yourself in, like forcing yourself to do things that were out of alignment. That's not to say that when you do things that are in alignment, you're never going to get triggered, because you will be, because potentially, because things can be triggering and there's nothing wrong with that. However, when it's needless, and you're feeling triggered because you're doing something that's out of alignment and putting yourself in a spot where you were getting signs not to go in there, that's when it becomes problematic and a bigger issue, because you're not listening to yourself and you're prioritizing other people's needs over your own because you feel like you're not worthy enough to show up for yourself and to listen to yourself, and that you need like another person's approval, stuff like that. So yeah, it feels like developing further the like ecosystem of your values. But again, to have the strength card here, there may be some things that are challenging it, but that's also how you learn as well. You're being put in situations that are testing, like, are you changing and are you applying those changes to like make it real, to fortify. You may feel also too like there's a lot of learning that you're doing, not just about yourself, yes, and also about other people, and learning about yourself through your interactions with other people, and also how they respond too. Maybe sometimes when you don't come around as well. And you could also be observing too how maybe some people are more conditional than you originally thought. And the beautiful thing about this too is that it can also reflect to you where you may be being conditional as well. And analyzing what those conditions are that you may put on people, or that you may have accepted being put on you, you know, stuff like that. It's all mutually reflective if you allow it to be. Yeah, but something could have been happening before where you felt like you were losing your cool a little bit. Even if you didn't show it outwardly, you could have been feeling that internally. Ooh, I'm seeing something new that you're going to be starting. This is a path that you're going down. This is just something that genuinely feels like the right thing for you to be doing. Sorry, I have a O dancing around my chair. It looks like there's going to be a collaboration of some sort that's involved in this direction that you're taking. To have the strength card here, this can be anything creative, anything connected with like fun, games, entertainment, expression, creativity, artistry. anything being like center stage or like flamboyant in any way, connecting others, anything that connects with the heart space and what calls to you and what draws you. But this may not be an easy path for you, but you know it's the right path for you. I'm getting fortitude again. For some of you, there are friends that are involved in this, or there are guides that are involved in this. I'm seeing it was just a matter of time before you went in this direction. This may be something that you're going to be doing professionally as well, I'm seeing. I'm seeing you have a lot of support, whether you're physically feeling it or not. I'm seeing your guides be very, very connected with you through this process. This is definitely a direction that you've been meant to be going in, for sure. Also, too, you may find this be relevant, resonating for you, whichever house Leo rules within your birth chart, and or wherever Jupiter is sitting within your birth chart, too. If you're not into birth charts and stuff like that, you can just throw that away. For those of you that are into it, this can give you more insight if you want to look at it from that layer. But yeah, this looks like something that you're going to be taking on, that you want to be taking on, like a role that would feel fitting to you. But doing it in your own way is what I'm seeing. Pairing, partnering, relationship decisions. This can also be too connected with what you feel you're meant to be connecting with, passion-wise, priority-wise. Like, what feels most magnetic to you? Because the Lovers, as much as it can be, the Lovers connects with love and relationships. And relationship doesn't have to be an interpersonal relationship, meaning between people, like you and another person or another entity, even though it can be about that. Because it can be like, if you're collaborating on something, who also do you want to bring in on this thing that you're doing? Or if you're entering into a relationship, who is this person or these other people that you're going to be in the relationship or relationships with? But it can also be like your relationship with like music or like some type of medium, you know? So it doesn't need to be a relationship with another person. This can be like, what are you being brought together with, or what do you want to bring together? Like you and this other thing that you're going to be connecting and needing to decide on that. Like, what do you feel passionate about? Again, this can be a relationship like with another person. But you want to make sure that no matter what this is that you're doing, you feel like it upholds the type of exchange that feels appropriate for you within this new setting of your values and your self-worth, especially on an emotional level and on a creative level of what you want to be expressing and what you want to be receiving. This can also have to do with friendships as well. Yeah, there's for sure a collaboration here that's happening. This does feel like it has to do with, at this point, there has to be at least one other person, or I say person, entity. I feel like the word entity has like a weird connotation with it, but entity just means like another being, okay? Like outside of yourself. So this is you and another being. So this can be like you with a spirit guide, you guys collaborating. This can be you with another person, y'all collaborating. It just depends on your situation, which you will know for you. And this has to do also with like your hopes and your dreams and your aspirations too, and what you feel like is this deeper sense of your purpose that you're connecting with and tapping into. I'm seeing like a neon sign here. I'm also seeing a very bright white light. So it's important to be mindful of like which relationships you're signing on for and to, because you don't want to get stuck in a collaboration that you can't bounce out of when you want to. This is about going into things for the right reasons. Like going into things because you're passionate about it, not because of what you think you're going to get from going into it, you know? It's like letting your passion be reason enough for what it is that you're creating, rather than putting conditions on your passion. Like, I'll only do this if I get this in return for it. Meaning, like, let's use an example. Like, you're only going to do something like conditionally if you get like a certain amount of money from it, you know? It's about going back to your roots and being like, I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it, and I know that everything else is going to fall into place for me, and my passion is what's driving me here. So then you can do it unconditionally. However, for some of you, I'm seeing something come through, and this can also be influenced by the people that are around you, and also like things that you're taking in. It's something to be mindful of, like why you're getting involved with something in the first place. Are you getting involved in something that's going to trap you? Are you doing it out of fear? Is it something that you're going to get stuck doing? You know, like, if I don't do this, then this might happen over here. Or how am I going to pay for this if I don't do that over there? But then, like, compromising your integrity, you know? So you want to ask yourself what's motivating you for getting involved in this. I'm just seeing this be more of a, like, just be mindful of what's motivating you for why you're getting involved with what you're getting involved with. Because you don't want to compromise your values and then feel like you're stuck doing something that doesn't actually resonate with you in a higher way. So it's just something to look into. What's motivating you here? Also, too, like, to have the devil here as well, this can be being motivated by something like superficially or materially, and thinking that, like, if you feel this emptiness within you, looking for a material answer is going to be that answer for you, when really it's not. It's gonna need to be like a spiritual solution for you, not a material one. Because to have the King of Cups here, this is like your capacity to go deeper. Because it's not just the King of Pentacles here, which can, having the devil here would be more normalized because that has to do with material manifestation. Even though that can be something that's on your mind, to have the King of Cups and to have Leo next to it, this is like expression for the sake of expression. This is like art and creativity for the sake of art and creativity and passion and what's connected with your heart, because Leo is the heart chakra. So this is like deeply within your heart, like forget about everything materially, like passion wise, what are you going for? What are you genuinely interested in? So what's motivating this choice for you to be making? Because for some of you, I'm seeing that you may have some people around you that are like, if you do something for the money, they're going to be like cheering you on for doing that. And then it's like you go to bed at night and you're like, why do I feel this empty space within my chest? And it's because I'm seeing you have, like, there's something spiritually here that's going on with you, where there's something deeper that you're looking for. And the devil is not going to be the answer to that. Because the devil is going to promise you material things, and as much as you may be getting that, it's like, for what? And it may satisfy you in a moment, and then just like that, it's gone. But for some of you, you may, like, have people around you that could be encouraging that. Or you could be around people that's kind of the lifestyle that they live within, which there's no problem with that and there's no judgment with that. I'm seeing you be in a bit of a predicament here because you know that that's not going to satisfy this deeper thing that you're trying to connect with and look for here. So that's the only reason why this is being brought up as something that may not be sufficient for you. Because if that's what you were looking for, and we had the King of Pentacles here, then there wouldn't be any sort of bump in the road. But this is going to be a bump in the road for you, just within the energetic space that you're in right now. So yeah, there could even be somebody that you're considering working with, or somebody that you have been working with, that you feel like it's motivated by things other than your true passion. And that what's motivating you is something that's not going to fulfill you in the way that you're really looking to be fulfilled and connected with. And you would feel that through whatever it is that you're producing. That maybe you're doing it and it's getting you something materially, but on a deeper level, you're still like, I'm waiting to feel that connection. I'm waiting to feel that electricity that I feel like I haven't gotten to that place or found that connect yet. But this is going to be a challenge too with the devil here, because the devil is kind of like the route that we think is going to be like the easier route to take. And then you take it and you're like, that did not get me to where I was trying to go. But it like tells you that it's going to get you there, but then it takes you all the way somewhere else. So it's just something to be mindful again, because I'm seeing like you know better at this point that that's not going to do it for you, but you could have some strong social energy around you that's kind of poking at you and being like, are you sure you don't want to come with us? Are you sure you don't want to come with us? And you know that they're not going in the direction that you want to be going in. And so you may have to stand alone. I'm getting this again, fortitude. You may have to stand alone with something, but you know because that's right within you. But other people are not going to understand it, because I'm seeing them still be, they're still in the 3D, in that material level, where they may be working with things and being like, material is going to give me the satisfaction that I want, that I need. But I'm seeing like you've gotten to a point where you've transcended this, like your vibration is higher now, so that's not gonna, it's not gonna sustain you any longer. And it could have for a period of time, but now you're like awakened in a way that you can't be really fooled by this any longer. But I'm seeing you be challenged here. So you have to sort of defend and protect what's important to you, and not everybody's going to agree with what you're doing. But I'm seeing it be, I'm not seeing somebody come up to you and be like, you're doing this, and like blatantly disapprove or be aggressive with you. I'm seeing it more so be, there's this like social norm that could potentially be influencing you if you allow it to. And so it seems like it's coming from more of a collective energy, frequency vibe that you may sort of have to stand up to and be like, that's not my fate and that's not my path. Like, I'm meant to be doing something else. And I'm connected with that because I'm realizing that blueprint. But other people, this is reminding me of something, but I'm just getting these like little elements of it. It's kind of like, it's like everybody's partying and they're like going on and nobody's like noticing something, and you feel like you're like the only one that's awake. And you're like, how is everybody carrying on as if they're like not seeing what I'm seeing, or like not awake? Because everybody's sort of in this, I'm hearing something about a rudimentary energy. So you may feel like the only one that's like seeing certain things and aware of certain things, and that everybody else is sort of oblivious. Not like everybody, but like most people, especially the people that you're interacting with now, where they may be coming off in a way where they seem like just in that mode of, yeah, this works for us and all of that. But I'm seeing you be in a spot where you're like, you've transcended that at this point. So you've like awakened to something bigger. And so now it's about sort of like defending and protecting that thing for you, and knowing that like your destiny and your fate is greater than that. To just carry on. So yeah, as much as this is going to be a temptation of like, come in and do it this way, this is like the easier way to do it, you know, you could have this and you could have that and you could have this thing over there, and then you go into it and you're like, I feel like maybe it's getting me some stuff, but my heart feels so empty. So anyway, yeah, I'm seeing that like temptation be within the environment for sure, and I'm seeing it be associated with other people and pressure from other people, but in a like in an indirect way, and that's why it's kind of sneaky. And it can be too, like, let's just use an example, like easy ways to make money. Like, let's use your craft in a way where you may like make more sales, but when you look at it, you're like, I didn't put my heart into that. I just knew it was popular and that it would catch on and people would be into that. So that's why I did it for the money, not because I felt passionate about what I was creating. Just an example. So yeah, again, coming back to checking like what's motivating you for why you're doing what you're doing and why you're getting into what you're getting into. Especially having to do with your creative process and what you're using your energy for. Who you're working with and why. Let's use another example too, because I'm getting something else come through. It can also be like, say there's somebody that's like really well known that like you don't have the same values as them, you don't have compatible values or like compatible ethos, but they're really popular and you're like, if I linked up with this person, even though I don't agree with what they stand for, it's like going out of your integrity for something. Meaning, like, you may collaborate with them and get, like, a lot of popularity, but at what cost, you know? Doing something that's out of alignment with your integrity. It's kind of like selling out in a way. Which also, too, like, if that's the way that you want to go with that, then it is what it is. There's no judgment, but don't go that route thinking that it's going to satisfy what you want it to satisfy, because it's not going to. And that's the trick of it all. Is that it kind of looks like it might, but again, this is like a spiritual quest that you're on, not solely a material one. And so prioritizing the spiritual stuff, the energetic stuff, the material will follow, but other people do it backwards. But you've woken up, and so you don't need to anymore. Because you're manifesting now, like on the astral plane, you have the, not just the ability, because we all do, but like the conscious awareness of that. So you just like defending your dreams and your goals and your itinerary is the way to go here. Even though, again, I'm seeing something tempting in the environment. Yeah, Ace of Swords. We don't need to explain further. I'm seeing you're very clear on this. You got the whole picture. And I'm seeing too your guides be like, now you know what it is and you know how to go forward with this too. So I'm looking at Leo, Gemini, Capricorn, and Jupiter. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.